Alright everyone, Cowboy Trades here, welcome back to the channel for another update on Kadena. So, for the past couple of weeks, Kadena's been ripping to the upside and it's currently sitting just underneath 115. Because of this most recent pump, I do believe that we have the new opportunity to enter a new trade. Before we do jump into this and talk about what I'm thinking for the next KDA trade, let's first of all update the technicals, the oscillators, and also the previous trade that we entered on KDA. Now, we talked about this about 11 days ago when we gave you an update on the trade, and it seems like since that time we have actually come up and hit our stop loss. So instead of coming down to our take profit at 69 cent, we actually came down to our stop loss, which was still 19% in the profit. So while we did get stopped out, while we didn't come down to the take profit, we still made almost 20% on this trade. So once again, congratulations if you entered on this trade with me. But because of this most recent pump, because of this most recent run to the upside, like I said, it looks to me like, in my opinion, there is going to be a new opportunity to trade, and I do have the same take profit as before. Let's talk about this quickly. So first of all, let's dive into the technicals. Now, there's a bullish and a bearish spin on this depending on how you're looking at this. So it does seem like if you are looking at things with a objective mindset, you can definitely see there is an argument to be made that we could potentially be forming something like a W pattern. It really depends on how you draw this. However, if you're drawing from candle wicks up at the top of the range here where this blue box is, you can see that we got rejected multiple times from the top of this W pattern. And also if you're drawing from candle body closes of this W pattern, you can see once again you are getting rejected while you are trying to break out to the upside of this W pattern. And there's also some signals that I'm seeing in Bitcoin which are indicating that the cryptocurrency markets are about to reverse. I'm going to upload this Bitcoin video separately, so if you want to know my thoughts on Bitcoin, and also I'll upload a stock market update later, then obviously, bearish stock market, bearish Bitcoin will of course tie in with a bearish KDA. Now, right off the back, as you can see, if we do start off on, we just talked about the W pattern. Like I said, we are getting rejected. The price target to really keep your eyes on is around about 113 to 114. If we do manage to have a successful flip of that, then it is possible we can push a little bit higher. And I'll talk about a specific price target if we do push higher than that level in just 1 second. But let's clear up this chart. Let's get rid of this, get rid of this. We are just firing bullish for the first time in a very, very long time on the daily EMA ribbons. Now, this does not necessarily mean what you might think it will mean. So far, we've had a few bullish flips over on the EMA ribbons. If I do go over to a slightly higher time frame chart, get rid of the bull market support band, you can literally see, I mean, we only have fired since the exact top was in for KDA, all the way back here at $28.30. We broke to the downside, flipped bearish, and we fired long and had a fake out. We moved above the EMA ribbons, so we pushed up to about $16.90. We came back for a retest and we broke to the downside. Then bearish EMA ribbons, bearish, bearish, bearish. And as you can see, we had another fake out over here. Price managed to push up to $2.16, a massive downtrend from that, $16, was it $16.90? Yeah, $16.90. And as you can see, once again, EMA ribbons flipped bullish. We came back for a back test and we did not successfully hold them. And that is when we started to melt back down into new lows. And once again, you can see in the past 2 days, the EMA ribbons have flipped bullish for KDA, and we have not yet come back to back test them. So how we interact with this around about the $1 level is also extremely important for KDA. So in my opinion, this is going to be a very, very quick move. I do believe we're coming up to a top for KDA, and once again, if we do pull up this W pattern once again, this is really the deciding factor. If we manage to have a successful flip of 114, then in the immediate short term, I do think we'll be able to push up a little bit higher. But based on the Bitcoin video I'll upload a little bit later, and also based on my thoughts on the stock market, which I will upload in a separate video, I don't believe the markets have much further to push up at this moment in time. And the oscillators for KDA are also in agreement with this. We'll talk about these before we talk about the next trade that we could potentially enter over on KDA. So right off the back on the daily time frame, you can see the squeeze momentum indicator is pushing up very, very high. Now, the last time we pushed up to these sort of levels, we topped out around about 117 and had a nasty move back down to 84 cent. The MFI right now is currently sitting at 92. And for most of KDA's trading history, even if you're looking at Let's get rid of these. Even if you're looking at some of these higher time frame charts, if we come over to the money flow index, on some exchanges it's a little bit different. Over on here we're just underneath 80, but wherever you're looking at, we're extremely overextended for liquidity conditions right now for KDA. Tons of liquidity came in for Binance, sitting around about 92, very overextended right now. And you can also see on the daily, the stochastic RSI has started to flip back down to the downside. And once again, this is another indicator which beautifully topped out round about the previous local top at 112 before having that monumental slide back down. On the weekly time frame, if this loads in, you can see the MFI has just exceeded 53 on the weekly time frame. Squeeze momentum indicator on the weekly is pretty much the only bullish technical that you've got right now. This is saying, you know, momentum to the downside is starting to slow down a bit, and of course this makes sense because, as you can see, we did break down to about 78 cents, and we have just been Wing and kind of lollygagging in this range for quite some time. So squeeze momentum indicator is really the only bullish sign going for KDA at this moment in time. And also the stochastic RSI, the blue moving average has pushed up to 100. The orange moving average is currently sitting at basically 90. So we are so overextended in terms of the oscillators. And like we said, we did just finish up this trade. We did get stopped out in a 19% profit over on KDA. However, this doesn't mean that there's no more opportunities for KDA, because we've had this massive push back up to the upside. I do believe there's going to be another opportunity right around the corner to short KDA, and that's what we're going to talk about here. So if we do pull up the Bitcoin bull market support bands, like we just talked about with the EMA ribbons, every time we pushed up into the EMA ribbons, we started flipping back down to the downside. You can also see a very similar situation over on the bull market support bands. Now, we talked about recently how, you know, we came down to a big pool of liquidity. On some exchanges, this is different. Over on Bittrex, this chart is a little bit weird because we came all the way down to 31 cents. However, on most exchanges we came down to 79 cents. So this is a discrepancy, but you can see, you know, round about these ranges here, these volume profiles is where KDA came down to originally, and we had a bounce. Now, we've kind of bounced up into an area where there's a decent amount of liquidity that we've grabbed from this range, and as you can see, as we've pushed up in the past few weeks, also really the past 3 weeks we've been kicking up a bit, we have reverted back into the bull market support bands. Now, why is this important? Well, once again, this is another metric that you can see plays out very frequently. You can see we topped out around about $29. We broke down, back tested the bull market support bands, had a dead cat bounce, didn't make a new high, emmed out and broke to the downside. Since this happened, we reverted back to the bull market support bands at $10.31. We then broke down, and you can see we had this kind of triple top play out round about the $8 range. We then broke down. We didn't quite touch it, but we came into contact with the bull market support bands again round about 250 to 260. After then, we broke back down. We had another double top scenario around here, around about $1.40, where we once again, you know, over here we had a triple top in the bull market support bands, over here we had a double top in the bull market support bands, and right now, for the first time since the 31st of October, we have successfully come, oh, I say successfully, I do believe this is going to be a failed move equals a fast move in the opposite direction. I believe just like all these other situations where you can see, you know, sometimes we almost came into them and then nuked, but on these situations where we did come into them, we literally almost immediately rushed to the downside very quickly. So right now, KDA is trading in the lower bounds of the bull market support bands, and this is why I think we're getting ready for that next major trade on KDA. Now, if we do push up a little bit further, round about $1.30, in my opinion, is going to be a great opportunity with very low risk to start shorting KDA. Now, I'll keep you up to date on this. There is no guarantee that we will push up to 130, so I will keep you up to date on how we do interact with these bull market support bands. If it looks like we're starting to put in a top formation as the oscillators turn down, the market starts turning down, the stock market starts breaking down, Bitcoin starts breaking down like I'm about to post a video about, then it is likely that I'll enter a new trade over on KDA. However, if we do have a little bit more room to push up, bear in mind, round about this 130 is a major area to keep your eyes on for KDA. Like I said, at this moment in time, KDA isn't showing me any signs of a reversal at this moment in time. However, in the greater markets, Bitcoin and the S&P 500, I'm seeing a few potential reversal signs playing out, which I will keep you up to date on the channel. And of course, if I do enter a KDA trade, I will be letting you know straight away over on my YouTube. But with that being said, that's all I've I've got for you for this video. If you do want to know like this, if I do enter a KDA trade, of course, you know, it takes me, you know, 1 or 2 minutes to go over to my exchange of choice and put in a trade over on KDA. It takes me maybe 10-20 minutes to record a video, a little bit of time to edit it, a little bit of time to upload it, pick a thumbnail and all that good stuff. So of course, if you want to know as soon as I'm entering a new KDA trade, the best way to do that is come and join my Discord. So if you do head over to my YouTube, click on the About section, you can see all my official links are down below, my Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and official merch. Be sure to come and join the Discord, and if you do want more posts from me, be sure to head over to my Twitter at 618_cowboy. Like I said, my friends, it looks like the next KDA trade is right around the corner. The last one didn't come down to our take profit, although we were stopped out in 19% profit. But with that being said, if we do enter this next KDA trade, I will once again be looking at the exact same level down here on the volume profiles. This price target has not changed. There is tons of liquidity down around about 70 cents. So if we do start breaking to the downside from where we are now, if I start seeing a few reversal signs in the next few days, I will keep you up to date on this. If we're using a 3x leverage, this could be about a 1.2x return. Of course, make sure you manage your risks. If we do push up to 130, this would be even more beautiful because this would be about a 46.5% return. Using a 3x leverage, this would be almost 140% profit if we do come down to this level. So like I said, my friends, I'll keep you up to date. I'll post the trade first over on Discord, so make sure you come and join the Discord. As soon as I see a reversal sign for KDA, I will let you know when I'm placing that next trade. That's all I've got for you for this video. As always, my friends, if you enjoy the content, let me know down below by leaving a like and a comment. Share the videos with your friends. It's been your boy Cowboy Trades. I'm out. Peace.